Hey Riley besties, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. Today I'm really excited to be getting into all the books I want to write in my life, basically before I die. Quite morbid, I know. This list is a bit smaller than my original list and I do have a lot of books I want to write before I die, but this is like the priorities. So I'm going to be talking about all the books that I really will write. No matter if I'm on my deathbed writing this book, I will finish all of these novels. I feel like it's the time of the year where everyone's getting really stressed and overwhelmed by just life and by NaNoWriMo and school, and everything's just so stressful. I have a lot of writer friends who have just been so stressed with life, and I feel like life has been just so ridiculously hard, and writing has become a sort of chore to a lot of writers, where it almost feels like work. So I'm here to just kind of inspire you, shed some passion. Is that a thing? I'm just really excited to get into some projects that I really want to write and just hopefully get you excited and motivated to write your own books. This video is actually sponsored by BetterHelp, but more about them in the video. Anyways, let's go ahead and get on to all the books I want to write before I die. Let's go. Okay, I'm actually going to start off with a pretty obvious one, which is Project Orchestra, which is a novel I've been writing throughout this whole year. I started writing it in February, and it's basically a historical fiction novel set in London, 1800s, and it's about music where this young conductor ends up recruiting a busking violinist into the orchestra, and it's kind of a story about, you know, the Romantic Revolution, you know, about poetry, about art, and different experiences different artists have with their work. And I explore that through the characters of Alex and Lewis, which in the book is a dual POV, which is literally so cool. I love Project O so much. I was gonna write it in NaNoWriMo. I've been writing it a little bit, but I've been a little bit more focused on Project Ghost Side, which is the second project I want to write and finish and publish before I die. So of course the second project is Project Ghost, which is actually titled Ghost Side. It's the debut novel that I'm going to be publishing very soon. I have a lot of videos on it. I have a lot of content on my Instagram. Definitely go check out my Instagram. I post so much about Project Ghost on there and I love it so much. Anyways, Ghost Side is a sort of paranormal thriller ghost story that deals with a lot of themes of mental health. This novella, which is probably going to be around 40 to 45,000 words, again deals with a lot of mental health issues, especially with the main character Red. This book is literally like a tribute to my 17-year-old self when I struggled so much being 17 and still in high school and just so stressed about life in general. Although I'm now out of that sort of mindset and that sort of struggle and trauma, it doesn't mean that now I don't struggle with things. And I think especially as a writer, especially in just like this day and age where it's so overwhelming being a young writer and a young person who wants to make art their living, it's just so stressful having to juggle all these different things at once, which of course causes a lot of anxiety, stress, and potentially depression. This video is actually sponsored by BetterHelp. If you guys haven't heard of BetterHelp before, BetterHelp is a mental health platform that provides online mental health services directly to you. BetterHelp makes it easy to connect you to a credentialed professional therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. Of course, starting therapy is really difficult. I personally have not seen a therapist yet, although granted, I probably should. But if you're kind of like me and thinking about reaching out to a therapist, BetterHelp makes it really easy, stress-free, and allows you to connect with therapists in a very comfortable and safe environment. With BetterHelp, you can have your therapy sessions as a phone call, as a video chat, or even through messaging. To get started, you first need to fill out a questionnaire, in which will help assess your specific needs and match you to a trained therapist that best matches you. And in most cases, you're actually matched with a therapist within 48 hours, which is a super quick window in order for you to get quick and professional help. The best thing about BetterHelp is the fact that you're able to switch therapists. You know, you don't need to be stuck with the one therapist if you don't feel fully comfortable, if you just want to change. And BetterHelp allows you to switch without any additional cost. Right now, over 4 million people really do benefit through BetterHelp, where they're able to talk about their problems and just have a person to talk to and get professional, real advice from. So if you think you might benefit from therapy, I definitely recommend BetterHelp. Make sure you click the link in the description to visit visit betterhelp.com in order to connect with your new therapist today. So if you click the link in the description, it will not only help my channel out so much, but you'll also get 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. So thank you so much BetterHelp for sponsoring this video and just helping writers out there. I definitely think I've struggled a lot with mental health. I think it's something that has become quite not so normalized, but more so a common occurrence and a common sort of relatability a lot of people have, especially I think artists who are really struggling right now, especially in just like this world where there's so much competition, so much pressure, and so much of like, you know, meeting that standard, where the stress really does impact us. So if you're struggling not only with your art but also family stuff, life stuff, career stuff, of course please check out BetterHelp down below. But of course, yes, Ghostside definitely does really dive into mental health. So I'm actually really excited that I'm able to work with BetterHelp because I believe so much in mental health and helping young teenagers especially, and that's exactly what Ghostside is about. So I literally can't wait to publish this book so it will help other people like me who are struggling, who needed a book like this to kind of comfort them in a way. So I'm just so excited about Ghostside, and yeah, that's another book I want to try to publish before I die. The next book I want to write is actually a old one. It's called Project I First Met You in a Graveyard, and this is a book that has quite the history. It's actually the first book I ever finished officially. It has so much of my heart in it. It is just so special, but Project I First Met You in a Graveyard is called Project I First Met You in a Graveyard. Don't ask why the title's so long. This is just a contemporary romance book set in a funeral parlor where a boy named Eamon, who's the son of the funeral parlor business, actually meets with Kaido, and the story starts when Kaido's mother has died and he gives a eulogy and basically like lashes out, and Eamon's there to kind of just see it unfold, and there begins a really peculiar friendship that develops into a romance. This book's probably going to be around 40 to 50k. It's kind of bordering that sort of novella novel length, and yeah, it was probably the first real book I really shared on this channel. So if you guys remember the project, I definitely want to work on it as soon as possible. So that's another book I want to write. The next book is Project Prison. This book I haven't talked about too much in length on my channel, but this book is seriously so close to my heart. It's another novella, very close and similar to the vibes of Project Ghost and also Project I First Met You in a Graveyard that I talked about just before. These three actually seem like such like a trilogy. They're not interrelated, but they are such like, the vibes are there, the characters are there, everyone's just so broken basically. The Project Prison is, yes, a novella. It's a prison mystery almost, and a bit of a thriller survival situation where basically these two characters end up meeting in juvie, and they both can't remember what happened to them, why they were convicted, and why they are in juvie, and basically they escape and learn a lot of truths along the way. Lots of cases involved, a bit of a murder involved as well. It's quite crazy, and it has pretty disturbing, like insane themes, which is quite scary for me, but I love the book so much. Even with those sorts of really serious underlying themes, I think it's just, again, a book about mental health, a book about, I feel like a lot of my books are about mental health. I don't know, I feel like that's so true. But Project Prison is such a book close to my heart, and I can't wait to finally, yeah, finish the book officially and publish it someday, along with the other two books that I mentioned before. Next up is Project Samson, which is a book I haven't talked about, I don't think, on my channel. Maybe like once or twice, but very little stuff about Project Samson. This book very much is actually exactly like this, like sort of, these books are literally like my identity. Like these books are the books that I find so cool. They're kind of like novellas. But Project Samson is basically where these high school kids on a school trip end up driving, and they're kind of like in the middle of Canada, so it's like lots of like forest land, very misty and stuff like that. But the bus breaks down, the class is kind of like all ruckus, and then these group of characters end up basically getting lost in the mist when they kind of just like dare each other to go further and further into the mist, and then they basically get lost, and then when they go and actually find like civilization, everyone's gone. So it's kind of like a bit of a dystopian book. It's a bit of a mystery, and basically they are tasked with the journey of finding this missing boy named Samson, who's actually a missing boy from their class, or I'm not really sure yet. This book out of the whole list is definitely still in the planning stage. I haven't written the first draft yet, unlike all the others, but this book I love so much. It's just so mysterious, and just the vibes are there, and I really want to dive deep into characters, because a lot of my characters in all the previous books are like two. There's like 1 and 2, they're the main characters, when I don't really have a book where there's like all like this big group of characters. So I really want to pursue that and see how that would look in a book. So yeah, I'm so excited about Project Samson, and that's basically the last one on the list, and they're kind of like the newest sort of core books that I really want to finish before I die and write as soon as possible. So these are the priorities. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to my books. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed listening to some new projects, some older projects, and just seeing my new list of all the books I want to write before I die. I really enjoyed talking about this with you and just kind of like giving you guys some inspiration. I hope it was inspirational and you just found some vibes and just, yeah, kind of chilled with me for a little bit, because it's, again, so stressful right now in this day and age. If you guys are thinking of pursuing therapy, I really encourage you guys to check out BetterHelp. I really recommend them. They are amazing, and the care that they give their clients is so beautiful, and I think it's one of the best therapy platforms out there. So please definitely check out BetterHelp down below. And yeah, that's basically the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll have more videos soon, more vlogs, more writing stuff, so stay tuned for that. So I hope you have a wonderful day or night. I love you so much. But yeah, I love you guys and hope to see you in my next writing video. Bye!